Guys, today we've got Travis Scott sneakers flooding the market, Jordan Brand is cutting their production in half, and all Yeezys are back. Welcome to Sneaky Sundays. Today we've got a pretty wild one. Let's kick this off with one of the wildest recaps in a very long time. So first up, the luxurious $350 Sambas dropped. This is not a collaboration, this is just a pair of Sambas that were made in Italy. And yes, they're over triple the price of a regular pair. Joe Freshgoods New Balance 1000s also dropped. I tried to get my hands on the freaking Black Ice pair, no luck. And this is where things get pretty crazy. So first up, this pair of Travis Scott's dropped, the Jumpman Jacks in the University Red colorway. Now to be clear, they didn't have a normal release, it was a sneaker stash, which means that you had to be in a specific location. I believe this was somewhere in Texas. Obviously extremely limited, very similar to the first pair of Jumpman Jacks that dropped on Travis Scott's website. Let us know if you managed to get them, because if you did, that's pretty crazy. I think the main release is supposed to happen on May the 1st of this pair of shoes. While we're on the topic of Jumpman Jacks, the sale pair has now loaded up to the Nike sneakers app. They're going to be dropping on April the 30th. These are going to be dropping in a full family size run for $200, and the rest we pretty much know. I mean, I've dropped a full review on these things. I think it's just now we're glad to have a confirmation that they're actually dropping April 30th. Yeah, the little kids pairs is $90, and then the toddler sizes are $75. Along with that, we're getting a bunch of merch, so there's a whole page for this. The signature apparel, we've got jackets or hoodies, we've got regular hoodies, all Travis Scott colors, and you know, the earth tones. Oh yeah, and final one for the recap, the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Reverse Mocha, the olive, and the Black Phantoms all actually shock dropped. Yes, even though that sounds like some clickbaity mythological thing that never happened, it happened. Now again, there is an asterisk to this. They had a shock drop in China. This took place on the 17th of April. However, all three pairs were available, which is unprecedented. We've never seen a collaboration like this or a Travis Scott sneaker ever restocked. So this has led people to believe that there potentially could be another drop for the US or the EU, which, I mean, I would say take that with a grain of salt. We will have to wait and see. It was a sneakers reserve on the Nike sneakers app. A EU-US release date could actually happen. And if there's any more information, I'll let you guys know. Into the upcoming stuff, and there's one more piece of Travis Scott news before we keep it moving. The Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low Elkins, we now have official images of these things, and we also have a release date, which is May the 17th. So a drop of these is imminent. A lot of people like this colorway. I thought it was pretty wild because we've never seen something this vibrant from Travis Scott. However, I mean, for what it's worth, there's been a decent amount of Jordan 1 Lows, so it's kind of cool that it's something very different. Nevertheless, just wanted to give you a quick update on that. The official images are here, and they also are going to be coming in a regular, you know, like this reverse mocha style box, so there's that. All right, speaking of Jordan Brand, this one is pretty interesting to say the least. So this title says Jordan Brand cuts holiday 2024 lineup production in half. So we've pretty much had the entire lineup for holiday 2024 leaked and rumored now. As you guys know, we've got like the black cement 3s, we've got the reimagined black toes. All of those sneakers were supposed to be dropping. However, Jordan Brand is seeing the demand for a lot of this stuff, and they decided to move some things around. So as of right now, what we do know of is that they're removing some sneakers, so completely taking them away from the holiday season. They're going to be pushing them, I think, to 2025, and those shoes include the Air Jordan 1 High Medium Olive, the Air Jordan 1 Low Metallic Mocha, Jordan 3 Off Noir, the Air Jordan 3 Baroque Brown, Jordan 5 Anthracite, Jordan 6 Retro Bred, Jordan 13 Chutney. So some of these are going to be moved to 2025, some may potentially just be axed entirely. Now, in addition to this, they're also cutting production numbers, so the stock levels for some of these shoes that are going to be dropping this year have been cut, specifically for the Jordan 1. So a lot of the Jordan 1s that are upcoming, those production numbers are going to be a lot lower. And again, this very much plays into Nike's current plan of pretty much just toning down retros. Last week we spoke about how Nike's planning on cutting the production to the Air Force One, just lowering the amount of pairs that are going out. I think it makes a lot of sense. One of the most interesting things that I saw recently that is like a physical manifestation of them trying to tone down retros was the upcoming Jordan 1 Latte release. So this pair of shoes is basically a very slight variation of the insanely popular mochas. I thought the release of this shoe was going going to be absolutely massive. However, it turns out, at least for here in the EU, it looks like they're kind of subtly dropping these. So here's the update. For the US, these should be dropping May the 29th. However, we saw a lot of leaks and rumors that they were going to be dropping April the 24th for the EU. So I went on to my Nike sneakers app and I was like, oh, where are they? Because they haven't loaded up yet. Are they really going to be dropping in a couple days? Turns out they buried this pair of shoes in the regular Nike app. You can see them just over here. Not only that, but in the regular Nike app, the green glows also dropped, which is a pair that I also thought, like, did they even release? They did release, they just didn't have a normal release like we're used to seeing with Jordan 1s. All of the most hyped sneakers usually get dropped on the Nike sneakers app. That's where they expect all of them to sell out. And then the non-hyped shoes that just are like GRs and they're probably not going to sell out, they end up on the regular Nike app. And for the past however many years, Jordan 1s have always been on the Nike sneakers app. So to see them, you know, just subtly dropping on the regular Nike app is pretty wild. However, the next story is a little bit counterintuitive because Nike is bringing back cult classic sneakers as retros. So this is something that they put up on the Nike sneakers app, and they basically have like a whole segment for it of specific sneakers that they're bringing back. Now, this has probably been in the works for a very long time before they even decided to, you know, cut production for a lot of these sneakers. So here's some of the shoes that are going to be coming back as part of this cult classics program. The Air Force One linen, the Nike Dunk Low Ultraman, that's something that we saw leaked last year. So yes, it's been in the works for a while. And then we've got the ugly duckling pair, or the veneers. But as you can see in this text here, there's a bunch of other ones like the Air Max 180 Ultramarine. A lot of this is supposed to happen through the Nike sneakers app. Now, speaking of old Jordan, we've got a brand new Jordan, which is apparently the most premium ever. Take a look at this. This is the Jordan 39. So these are the first images. They definitely are going the more interestingly futuristic route. I feel like whenever it comes to Jordan or Nike, there's like elements of futurism, but then at the same time elements of like retro in there. Jordan Brand is still using the good old, you know, suede stitching and everything like that. So according to Jordan Brand, Michael Jordan himself was heavily involved in the design of the Air Jordan 39. Apparently he was involved more so than any other Air Jordan model. Jordan also focused on what he personally wants to see in the shoes, and that was simply on a focus of quality and premium materials. Here's a little look at them over here. I believe this is going to be the launch colorway. It's definitely, I mean, it's interesting. I don't think it looks that insane. I mean, it's okay. I just feel like the competition right now in basketball, performance basketball shoes, and signature sneakers for that matter, is pretty crazy. Adidas is doing some crazy things. Puma with the Mellows, those are crazy as well. So yeah, I feel like these may struggle a little bit, at least visually. Maybe they're really, really good in terms of just, you know, the performance aspect, comfortability, whatever. Nevertheless, we're getting a bunch of different colorways. Here are some of the release dates. There's going to be the Soul colorway releasing July 23rd, relatively soon. August 6th is the next colorway, the darker pair. And then we've got a bunch of others which do not have release dates just yet. Let me know what you guys think of the brand new Air Jordan 39. Right, we also got some huge leaks for 2025. Now, I mean some big ones. So let's kick this off with an upcoming pair of Air Jordan 1 Low OG Rookie of the Year. So this is going to be in line for spring 2025. Here's a look at the highs that dropped a while back. So this is kind of what they're expecting them to look like. I don't know if it's going to take on the same materials or not, which on this one is a nubuck or a suede. Either way, it should be relatively similar to these. And I'm here for this one. Pretty big one that we're also going to be getting. The Air Jordan 1 High 85 Bred colorway is going to be dropping spring 2025 as well. This one's a little bit annoying because, I mean, like, let's just say you're someone who really likes the Bred colorway and you were like, damn, I really want them to bring this colorway back. And then you see that the patent Breds drop and you're like, okay, look, I don't really like the patent Breds, but I'll pick them up because I just love this Bred colorway. Then they drop the satins and then you're like, okay, there's that option too. And then they're finally dropping these. Imagine if you're someone who bought both the patents and the satins and now you've got these and you're like, okay, well, damn, do I need to drop another 200? They're like drip feeding you this Bred pair until they finally drop it. If you're someone who passed up on both of those waiting for an actual retro, then you're in good luck because this is going to be coming in the 85 cut, which a lot of people do really like. It's also a somewhat scarcer version of the Jordan 1 compared to all of the other ones. But yeah, as of right now, they're supposed to be, you know, as true to the original as possible. Bred colorway coming back in the 85 cut, which I think will be pretty nice. And again, it's a spring 2025 release, which I would imagine this would be a holiday drop. Dates may change. We'll have to wait and see. Also dropping spring next year, the Air Jordan 1 High Deep Royal Blue. These are looking very very nice with the mock-ups. I just suspect that they won't look exactly like this when they actually drop. Obviously, these look a lot like the fragments, so I don't know. Maybe Jordan Brand will drop these things. If so, I think that they will be pretty popular. But again, this is just a mock-up, so we're gonna have to wait and see. We've got the Nike Air Foamposite 1 in triple black coming back spring 2025 as well. Oh yeah, and we're also supposed to be getting an Air Jordan 1 Low Obsidian that is supposed to mirror the highs. Now, even though the high Obsidians have definitely fallen from their insane resale price of a couple years ago, this I think will still be popular. I don't know, will you guys still want the Obsidian colorway in 2025? It's pretty cool they're doing a low version nevertheless. I think why not? The Air Jordan 4 Black Fire Red Deep Royal is going to be dropping spring 2025 as well. This is a speculative mock-up of what they should potentially look like. Not too bad, almost a thunder blue colorway. Air Jordan 1 Low 85 Royal. So yeah, Royal 85s in the low cut. They're going to be dropping spring 2025 as well. This is again a speculative mock-up. But the big one, of course, is that we're going to be getting another Nike SB Jordan 4 collab. So take a look at this. This is what they're supposed to look like. I think because this being the second colorway of the Nike SB, we can pretty safely assume it should look just like this. So basically, it's going to have the same color blocking essentially as the SBs, but this time instead of pine green, it's going to be this navy color, which I think is actually going to do pretty well. I think people loved those freaking Nike SBs, the pine green, so much that a new colorway will definitely be something that people really like. I mean, the pine greens shot up in resale value and they're still currently like super expensive, and it wasn't like they were incredibly limited either. Yeah, as of right now, we've got no images of these things. I will let you guys know as soon as we get any more information, but they're supposed to be dropping March 2025, so pretty much an entire year away. Oh yeah, and they're gonna retail apparently $225. So yeah, spring 2025 is looking pretty crazy, but let's move on from that and let's jump into a very small little update on the Their Skateboards Nike SB Dunk Low, which is going to be dropping this year. Yeah, this was the only image that we had, a very eerie image, kind of looking like it was taken in a serial killer's house, but now we've got some actual shots of them in hand, and this is them over here. So yeah, a cool looking pair, I'm not gonna lie. These do look, it has that grungy vibe to them. Got the darker and lighter grays on the upper, mixed in with that darker green, I think is a nice little combo. However, with the updated images, we did not get an updated release date, so just at some point this year. Got some really good news. One of Adidas's most popular sneakers recently, the AE1. We're getting a new version of them. That's right, so they just teased an AE1 low cut version, so what it looks like over here, because literally we just had like one trailer, which I think was pretty well done. And Anthony Edwards was wearing this pair, and as you can see, they've kind of modified the ankle area, so it's no longer that kind of, you know, stretchy material that comes up almost like a mid-cut. Now just has like a traditional opening, so you've got the tongue, the laces, and you just slide your foot right in. So I guess it's a little bit more geared towards lifestyle, or at least it'll look a lot better if you fit it with a lifestyle with this version. So I'm pretty hyped for that because, I mean, as you guys know, I really like the AE1 silhouette. A lot of people do, and I think in the right colorway, it is a solid pair of shoes to wear for basketball or casually. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be the first colorway, a pinkish one, but I'm sure we're going to get a plethora of different options this summertime, and I assume that the price point stays the same at about $100. Sticking with Adidas, the final Bad Bunny Campus is going to be dropping on May the 11th, and we've got the official images for these things. So it's like a, you know, sail and brown colorway with some slight pink accents, which I think is pretty nice. Amazing quality for the price point. So if you haven't tried these things out yet, I definitely suggest it. May the 11th. Right, final story for today, Yeezys. So we got a decent amount of Yeezy news, some with Adidas and some with regular Yeezys. Let's start off with Adidas because that's the biggest one that I think we got the news for. They're continuing dropping Yeezys in 2024. Obviously, the last release that just happened was one of the craziest because obviously Ye called them out, said that they were fake, and then they all sat on the Adidas confirmed app, which is pretty unprecedented. And then suddenly Adidas just pulled them all. They just took them off of the app, they disappeared, and they just continued on like nothing happened. So it got a lot of us wondering like, oh, okay, did Adidas see that it's kind of not working anymore and then just decide to pull it completely and we're never going to see Yeezys again? Well, it turns out that's not the case. They gave an entire press release, which is obviously geared towards all of their financials. So they say here, the recent Yeezy drops may have contributed to 14.8% of these Q1 2024 profits. However, Adidas has stated that they will continue the year selling selling remaining Yeezy inventory at cost, which means that there will be additional sales of around 200 million, no further profit contribution. This is the most confusing thing because they say that they're selling them at cost. However, from the last release, they didn't drop the retail price. They just say that they're not making any profits from it and they're selling them at cost, which I do not understand. What does that mean? I feel like it kind of makes sense. They say that they're going to sell them at cost, so that means they're not making any profit, so that means that they sell them for the price that they made them for. But either way, Adidas is definitely still going to be selling Yeezys, and it looks like they're going to try and balance it out around each quarter financially so that they kind of, you know, hit all of their targets. So I expect the next release to happen very, very soon. And obviously, as soon as we get any updates, I'll let you guys know. On to regular Yeezy news. The Yeezy pods are back. Yeezy pods were taken down from the Yeezy website and now they have been reinstated. So I think this has got a lot of people assuming that, you know, they pulled them so that they didn't get any more orders so that they can fulfill the ones that they have already, you know, going through their system. And I've been receiving emails from Yeezy talking about, you know, how they're really working through all of these Yeezy pod orders. They included images of the actual warehouse literally over here where they're processing all of these Yeezy pods. They show that their employees, you know, packing them up. They're like, yeah, listen guys, listen, we're not just taking your money, we are actually sending them out. They are currently receiving and shipping out between 10 to 15,000 pairs of the Yeezy pods daily. Deliveries are packed and shipped within a 24-hour time frame. So yes, they had a ton of orders, they were inundated, and they are now working back on it. So I'm sure people are going to start receiving their Yeezy pod orders very, very soon. Let me know if you've already got yours down in the comment section, if they just came in, and what do you think of them? Ye also made a post on X saying that there's more coming tonight on Yeezy.com. Now that was last night, and yeah, we didn't see anything. Could be geared towards music, but we should be getting more products on Yeezy.com as well. Like, he's been wearing a lot of different stuff recently, which we assume will one day end up on Yeezy.com. A lot of jackets. People have even seen him wearing some different types of shoes and boots and wondering if that's going to end up on Yeezy as well. Either way, it looks like they're back in the swing of things. They're working through those Yeezy pod orders, and we should expect more to come very, very soon. Guys, we do this every single Sunday, so please subscribe to the channel because I can keep you in the loop of all of the latest sneaker releases, leaks, and rumors, and anything that's going on in the industry. And if you want to see what I think of the $20 Yeezy merch, well, click that video over there.